with you now. Get out of here. I'm through with you. Adios. Man, the chicas, they're for fun. I'd probably scar her heart for life.
Let me tell you something. It's you against us, and you're going down, and you're going down, and you're going down, and you're going down, and you're going down. Get ready! 93 is the year of the Nasties. 93.
Let's talk about G.L.O.W. Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
They did not promote it as wrestling. They promoted it as a entertainment variety show that happened to have wrestling in it.
Pretty much. It was like, you mentioned a lot of wrestling promotions after that started to use its styles, like WCW.
Yeah, they did it in the Disney soundstage.
And years later, things like Wrestling Society X and
TNA started out that way.
TNA, yep.
Well, they had a lot of things going for them. It was the 80s, the rock and roll, MTV generation. They had people with over-the-top gimmicks.
Oh, yeah, they really utilized it.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go down some of the list of gorgeous ladies in this promotion. Matilda the Hun, Mountain Fiji, Little Egypt, Tina Ferrari, which is everybody knows as Ivory, who is still incredibly hot.
Yes.
Babe the Farmer's Daughter, Spike and Chain, the Heavy Metal Sisters.
Oh, that was cool. Spike came out there with a torch.
Yep.
A real fire torch. And Chainsaw
came out
with a real chainsaw and cut stuff up.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like you said, it was like Saturday Night Live meets women's wrestling, but it wasn't really, I don't know, variety show.
Yeah, they had comedy sketches. They were actually sponsored by Brute.
They did sing-alongs, like the 85 Bears.
Yeah, I wish I would remember that. I mean, it looked like a very fun wrestling show to watch.
Yeah, I asked you about if you even knew this was going on in your childhood.
I think it was around, I don't know whether it was because it wasn't on in our area, or whether it was because I was more focused on WWF as being a little kid.
Well, it was done. It was canceled by the time before you were even 10.
Yeah, it was canceled in 1990. The strange thing is a lot of people don't realize it, but up until that point, women in wrestling weren't really showcased.
To take on all 5 members of D-Generation X by himself.
Mr. Undertaker to serve. Anybody over there want to serve?
Mr. Gunn now, set to serve. Oh my, that serve is out of here. Wait a minute. Kane's calling it in. What's going to happen here? Things have gotten out of control. They're out of hand. We're out of control. The WWF returns Monday, September 14th.
15 lows.
You ready to fight? Then step into the ring and take on Sting. There's me and my rival, Ric Flair. And there's a total package, Lex Luger. Check out the toughest tag team around, the Steiner Brothers. These WCW action figures are just as tough and as mean as we are.
Rick goes for the knee drop. Can Sting escape? Oh, he's gonna finish him off with the body slam.
The WCW wrestlers each sold separately from G.L.O.W. I dare anybody to take us on.
They were used as an enhancement match. They did a match every now and then. It wasn't put on as a regular program.
Women's wrestling, to me, with the exception of maybe the Trish Stratus Victoria era, they've always been a little bit sloppy.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know why.
they want them to fight like cats. They want the slapping, the pushing, and pulling of the hair.
Yeah.
Watching the documentary, they used it as an empowering tool. They used it to show women could be tough and beautiful, but could also go out there and kick somebody's butt.
When you have 2 women get in the ring and pretty much slap and kick and pull
Yeah,
their
it's
hair.
it's not entertaining.
It calls for a bunch of botches.
Yes.
I mean, women's wrestling, it's like, even today, with the Barbie dolls we have now,
Uh-huh.
nothing but a botch fest.
Take a dump matches where if you were in the arena or you're at home, you go to the restroom, you buy
Yeah.
a t-shirt. One thing that I found very interesting, which you pointed out, the 80s were very character type based. They were capitalizing on that while other companies were still using the wrestling method, just wrestling, no gimmicks.
Yeah, G.L.O.W got away with quite a few things, and it's kind of weird because even WWE today can't really push the limits, even though Vince doesn't want him to be categorized as wrestling, it still is. Somehow G.L.O.W got away with being more entertainment.
Yes.
So they could push the limits. Like,
Yeah, they could have a lady that would come out there and she had a Russian gimmick.
Uh-huh.
And she would come out there and insult the Americans
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which was very controversial during that time.
Very. That was the Cold War,
Yes.
where we hated anybody with a Russian accent,
Uh-huh.
even close to one.
It would use sort of the illusion of as soon as you entered that area, you never saw any of those wrestlers as their real person. They were who they were.
It was almost like an 80s workout video come to life.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Lots of
mixed
spandex.
Yeah, mixed with MTV.
A lot of glitter.
Yeah. It really, I guess, birthed promotions like WOW, Women's of Wrestling,
Uh-huh.
and Shimmer, and what was the other one?
Wrestlelicious.
Wrestlelicious.
Yes,
and,
which they took a big cue from that.
Uh-huh. What would be your favorite era of women's wrestling?
Most people would say, you know, they love the Attitude Era with Ivory and Jacqueline and stuff like
the
that.
pornographic era.
Yeah. I enjoyed watching Wendy Richter
Uh-huh.
and Rockin' Robin. I enjoyed watching Alundra Blaze, you know, in the late 90s, early 90s, something like that.
So-
I enjoyed Sunny.
The women who would really go out there and try to wrestle.
Yes.
The Attitude Era was very fun to watch, but I could honestly say, like, what do you call it after? Like the Aggression Era?
Yeah.
Where you had women like Trish and Victoria wrestling hardcore matches,
Uh-huh.
just real physical to show everybody that these people can go too.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
women can actually wrestle.
They could be beautiful, and they could also be very talented.
Yeah, because you had your Sables who could not wrestle.
Yeah.
But I really liked like the Luna Vachons and the Molly Hollies.
Yeah,
and-
that was definitely cool. And then once you got after that, you had people like Candice Michelle.
who was an erotic softcore porn star.
Yeah, that to me became sort of the time where I kind of wanted to stop watching women's wrestling. They basically hired them for their body.
Well, that's kind of Vince's fault because he killed the territory system. So in fact, when you had a male-dominated sport to begin with,
Yeah.
and you go and kill that on the any other level but his, you kind of killed women's
Yeah,
wrestling.
because they when they did the diva search,
Yeah.
almost every one of those divas that came on there were Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yeah. So he
you know,
killed-
that type of demographic.
He killed the very little demographic of women wrestlers out there, so
Yeah.
he had to go get porn stars and fitness models like Trish Stratus and teach them how to wrestle.
I guess what we're trying to say is like, give it a chance. Go look up research. Go watch the G.L.O.W documentary. Go watch, you know, older women's matches. It hasn't always been this way. I know the casual fan now would go, oh man, I don't want to watch that. You want to watch that stuff that's on Raw now? Ugh, that's the time I go in the kitchen to make a sandwich. It wasn't always like that, folks.
No.
I'm starting my life over, and I'm doing for me. And I'm going to be who I want to be, when I want to be it. I'm not going to live for you or for my father anymore. It stops right now. So you can take this ring, you can take this marriage, and you can take Marlena. You can shove it up your because I've had it up to here with you. And you're